Hi, my name is Jonte McClure, coming to present to you my final assignment for the class BFS 370 Marketing Funeral Service Summer 2019 Marketing Plan for JKLM Funeral Home, Crematorium, and Cemeteries. Oh, by the way, this will be the worst case scenario marketing plan digitally recorded. Here we go. JKLM Funeral Homes, Crematoriums, and Cemeteries marketing plan for 2020 will involve executive summary, environmental analysis, the SWOT analysis, marketing objectives, marketing strategies, implementations, and lastly, the evaluation and control. Um, just a brief summary of the executive overflow of how we were founded. Um, JKLM originally started out as just a cemetery that was um, dignifiably created to serve the less financially fortunate members of the local community, um, whether they have always been underprivileged or just were totally caught off guard, unprepared for funeral expenses as it pertains to the death of a loved one, but still wanted to give them a dignified burial area outside of having their loved one buried as a transient through the local city government, being buried in a area unknown, wrapped in a cloth, thrown in a hole, never to be remembered again. As the founder of this cemetery, I found that was heartbreaking. Heartbreaking. Um, I have never experienced this problem, but to be a part of the funeral industry as a funeral director and to know that these things do happen, it was laid on my heart to give forth to my community. This will not only bring awareness to as a community action to help my community, but it also um, was laid on my heart that just because everyone is not financially able don't mean that they should be just put off to the wayside and forgotten, because there could come along family members who are later able to come and visit and recap the life memories that they've shared with their loved one in a still dignified, classic setting. And that is what pulled on my heartstrings to develop my first cemetery, a part of what is now today JKLM, one funeral home, one crematorium, two cemeteries. For the year 2020 and this marketing plan, why I am executed at this time, because my vision for next year would be to add another funeral home, still just keep one cemetery, crematorium, and add a third cemetery in the local surrounding Big Bend area of Florida. Um, Not only will I be adding to the addition of JKLM funeral homes, crematorium, and cemeteries, I would also like to add to the managerial structure of how it is ran. In the past, since I founded this now over 10 years ago, it was pretty much a one woman business operated business. My family has always been in support of. However, I have been running a very tight shift. So, with next year, I would like to bring in, I would like to delegate more and do less in order to allow my son Lavaris McClure the second to be my right-hand man to make decisions as the vice president of operations. My daughter, Cassidy, to be brought on full-time as the office manager, and my husband, who is recently retired, to be brought on as the VP of operations for the crematorium and the cemeteries. With that being said, this will be a major change for me, who I've done this for 10 years. It's like my first baby, even before marriage. And now I'm having to share the overall duties that has allowed me to be so successful thus far. Let's smoothly transition into talking about what is considered the SWOT analysis, the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. However, with this particular um, presentation, I am going to go a little bit out of the normal process. So let me speak about the strengths of JKLM. The strengths are that we um, are known in the community as a advocate for the less fortunate. We are known to help the less fortunate financially funded families. We are known as a leader in the community to give back and pay it forward. Um, and I want to maintain that, but I also want to enhance that. As far as the opportunities with this new marketing plan, it will give me time as I delegate more officially. It will give me the opportunity to be more focused on the community awareness side and seeing where more opportunities to be a part of the community, to stand on different boards, to motivate the young and the minority to further adventure into the field of funeral service. It will give me time to do those things and have ones that I can completely trust, train, to continue to successfully run the JKLM branded funeral homes, crematorium, and cemeteries. Speaking briefly on the strengths and the opportunities, let's now talk about JKLM weaknesses and threats. Keeping it plain and simple, the weaknesses would be, no, actually, let me back up. Let me speak on the threats. Keeping it plain, simple, and truthful, the only threats that I see would be my local competitors. Do I really focus on my local competitors? Absolutely not. In my mind, I am a optimistic thinker for the most part, and so I see myself as my biggest hindrance or competition. Let's just make that known. When I have to speak on the threats, not threats, I'm sorry, the weaknesses, I would say my biggest or largest or greatest weakness would be the fact that because I am dealing with the less fortunate financial families, um, the greatest weakness, unfortunately, is I'm not able to always recoup 100% of my accounts receivables. Um, Honest, truth be told, that happens in all business aspects. But I think I am a little bit hard on myself because I feel like I could do better, but I give so much of the benefit of the doubt. But I also feel like as opportunity, because I have been so lenient, I have been blessed beyond blessed beyond measure with still being able to stay successful in the funeral industry when it comes to still being able to be a community involved small business owner. So, my plan as marketing objective to um, continue to be able to move forward as a successful small business funeral home, crematorium, and cemetery owner, my marketing objective would be to uh, expand, to not only look out for the less financially um, able families, but to branch off to look out for the overall community, no matter what the financial state would be. And I am finding that I have a lot of already supported community members for this, simply because they see that I've played a major role in the local community with paying it forward, giving it back, um, educating the unknown um, policies, procedures, knowledge as it pertains to the funeral industry. So I am really excited to be able to bring forth this objective and reach out to the community and give them what it is that they are asking for. My marketing strategy, um, I would have to say the largest component of my strategy would be to branch off first and foremost into a unique marketing social media advertisement, and secondly, to do more billboards around town to further put our name out there. Yes, this will cause me to have to put forth an even larger stipend or budget towards marketing with an already tight financial situation, being that I've always pretty much catered to the less fortunate and not always able to recoup 100% of my accounts receivables. But again, through other business ventures that I care not to mention that are also successful, I have prayed about it and decided that this is where I would like to pour more of my time and additional monies to be able to do this, so that I am not becoming less approachable by my original successful business plan to reach out to the less fortunate community, but to be able to give um, and serve the overall community, no matter what the financial situation is for the families that are interested in giving back to my business because I've paid it forth to their community. I just spoke earlier on social media, and that would be one of the areas that I will give to Cassidy McClure, since she is the youngest and she's the most savvy one of the family as it pertains to the social media sites and things. I would give her ideas to move forward with the social media plans. Right now, my vision, which is not that far outlandish or anything spectacular or unique, but my thoughts on the social media sites would be to do weekly, weekly, something weekly, monthly, annually. Annually, I would like to do a briefing, um, annual report of what we've accomplished as a business. Monthly, I would like to do some type of um, short webinar on different topics, whether it be about vocabulary that we use within the funeral industry that not the common layperson of the community would understand and need further information on, whether it be the topic of the importance of pre-needing your arrangement rather than waiting to that at-need time. Or we could also do just a question and answer webinar weekly if we have families that are interested in allowing us to post their family tributes or obituaries. We would do that on a weekly basis. Those are just some of the um, quick, brief implementations, marketing implementations on social media that I would care to speak about at this time. So, as not to keep you long, I have briefly described the marketing plan for JKLM. Um, the evaluation and control takeaway that I would like to present is am I excited? Yes. Do I see this being possible? Yes. The evaluation and control part of the whole marketing plan and its strategies, I would definitely revisit um, the second quarter of the year 2021 and see if it was profitable. Um, I have been in business for many years now, and I recognize that although some things aren't always financially profitable, some things that are genuinely laid on your heart are emotionally profitable. And that is what is more important to me. Um, I don't want my legacy that I leave behind to be so known for its financial gain that I was able to leave to them, but I would more prefer my legacy that I leave to um, my future loved ones, my current loved ones, would be to be known as um, someone who loved her community so much that she would sacrifice much of her own to give to others. Um, and so, even if me branching out with this foolish faith to do more for my community does not work out financially, hey, there's always, let's try a different way. Let's sail. I hope you guys have enjoyed this presentation. Again, this is probably the worst marketing plan that you will ever come across. But I had fun doing it. Again, this is Jonte McClure, marketing plan, worst case scenario for BFS 370, marketing funeral service, Mid America College. Thank you.